There's nothing quite like wrapping up a regular season with a bowl victory. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. Kickoff team on the field, ready to start this postseason classic. He'll bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So NC State's offense will get first crack at it today. What a great group of receivers they run out there, and a staunch, stout defense they'll be running into. Jesse, how are they going to get open? How does this defense keep them in check?
Well, I think one thing this receiving group knows, to have success in this game against this defense, is it's going to take all of them. It's not just going to be one guy making all the plays. They're all going to have to be able to step up and, David, take advantage of their own individual one-on-one opportunities when those chances come their way.
Well, and I think that's what's good about this offense. There's strength in numbers. It's not just one guy that you can take away. There's several receivers that can make plays. That stresses the defense. Like, find the weakness, go after him. That guy can win. So it'll be a fun individual matchup.
Running back searching for a hole. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Really good job by this defense, understanding responsibility football, playing the first option, playing the second option. There was absolutely nowhere to go. Nice job being dialed in.
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Hauls it in, looking for space. He's got great speed. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Special teams proving to be special. The return man takes it to the end zone himself, and now he'll give his team the lead.
And your defense made a big stop. I think you're getting the offense, the football back, but how about special teams coming through in a big way to take the lead for you, get some excitement, get some juice back on your side.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Let's see what he can do with the return. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. An opening script from the offensive coordinator didn't lead to a score as they punted on their first possession. Now they have it back. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
Well, I don't know if the big fella got freaked out because he was so wide open on that play, but that is a catch he has got to make for his quarterback.
Pulls it and fires to the left. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Such a great job by the defense winning on early downs. What does that mean? Now it means third and long. Third and long, now I go to dime packages, to nickel packages. I'm taking linebackers off the field and bringing on DBs to really cover more guys and have more speed on the field.
Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down.
Obviously, third downs are so critical because you get an extra chance to wear that defense out. Great job by the offense. Great job by the quarterback completing the pass, getting the first down, moving the sticks, fresh set of down, continue to wear on this defense.
A strike downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
When you run those routes, those curl routes just like that, those DBs are going to break when you go to throw the football. So you better put that thing on a line, and the QB did there. Put it on a line. Great job, great catch. First down.
Right on the money. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. NC State with the 1st and 10 here. Use the play fake, now to throw. He finds a soft spot in the middle. defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
And that's why play action is going to be big in this game. You saw how it just frees the second level of that defense just for a second and allowed the tight end to work himself vertically down the field. But how about this guy after the catch, right? So hard to bring down. What a weapon.
And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line. Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's second and goal from the 5. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play. Now it's third and goal. Wilson to pass. Lets it fly. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Defensive backs have tough jobs. I mean, you think about whether you play nickel, whether you play dime, whatever it is, you put more DBs on the field. It's more speed. It's more guys that can cover, but they also got to cover that ground. But to cover the ground and make the pick, a lot of times you don't see that. Superb effort by that guy.
Looking for room. It's McClure. Just a pickup of a couple out to the 15-yard line.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man quickly. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. Really want to try to pick up at least half of the yardage needed on first and 10. He slings it deep to the left. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great.
Breaks into the open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. That's the end of the period. Fresno State has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. So first down here as they go back to work. Might as well give it to him again. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. Fresno State lines up with a first and goal. Trying to bully their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Fresno State. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
So the kickoff team will come out after they turn in a score on that last drive. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. Wilson will throw. On the move and looking deep. He's got it. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Fires on the run. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Not much there. He gets 1 to the 11.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Rolls it in. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Polk. A most efficient pickup of 6 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 4. Trying to get the edge with the jet sweep. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down.
When the timing is right on the jet sweep, it's really hard to stop. When that guy has a full head of steam and the quarterback does what he does right here, snaps the football, gets it to him in stride, and he gets on the perimeter, that's why he got to the outside so fast, and he chewed up some yards and got the 1st down.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. With the catch, it's Polk. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Quick handoff. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. And the Bulldogs really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Quarterback making adjustments. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Bought a little time, lets it go. Makes the grab. And that'll be enough for a 1st down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. The Bulldogs started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Using his legs, it's McClure. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Fresno State lines up with a 1st and goal. The give. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Trying to slam it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldog.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. NC State has work to do to convert this 3rd down. Gets the back moving. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, North Carolina State! He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
And that touchdown is so big for this offense, right? Because here at the end of the half, you're just trying to find positives you can build upon in the second half. And right when it was looking like this game was starting to get away from them, they're able to execute, score, and that's going to help their confidence.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. It's complete to the left. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw on 1st down. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Oh, they're after him. Throwing on the run. Makes the grab on the right. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Reese, talk about an edge of your seat type first half, or as they call it in this game there in San Diego, just another typical Holiday Bowl. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W.
Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They more than got the job done in the first half. Now the job in a bowl game, don't get distracted and finish the deal here in the second half.
I mean, love the way they came out. They had all that time off, didn't look rusty at all, came out with the foot on the accelerator, looked really, really good. Palmer, you just more of the same here in the second half.
I agree. And if you're on that sideline right now, now's not the time to be thinking about the off season.
Oh, he's got some space. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Looking to throw on first down. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch.
Well, as a quarterback, you know if you put the ball anywhere near this guy, anywhere in his vicinity with his catch radius and his athleticism, he's going to be able to snag it. They weren't able to hit him in stride, but he bails his quarterback out with an awesome diving catch.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
He's got 93 yards rushing so far in this one, and he's closing in on 1,200 for the season. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the ground. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
It's complete on the right side. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. And the Bulldogs will try to put one on the board on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
You can't let the same guy beat you over and over and over again. You got to make adjustments. Sometimes you got to bring more guys in the box, more guys to the football, and make sure he's not the one who beat you.
And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
Cannot get away. It is a huge sack, and I can't imagine what he was thinking on that play. Just drives it between the uprights. And now the lead is extended a little further. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. Out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so he puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
Snagged out of the air. He'll get a fresh set of downs stopped at the 31-yard line.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
Fires to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Behind the chains now on second and long.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Wilson to pass. And the rush will get to him at the 25. Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away.
Well, this defense has been dominating their opponent all game long, and I think you're really seeing the fruits of their labor on the recruiting trail. They have got some dudes up front, out of high school, in the portal, and those guys are just wreaking havoc on this offensive line.
Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. So last time, David, they ate up some clock, ran a bunch of plays, but settled for the field goal.
Yeah, but they're still up, Reese, and I like where I'm at. And if I'm on offense right now, my job is to put another long drive together, eat more clock, and get another score.
Just got to be better in the red zone this time around. When they get down close to the goal line, you need better execution, put a touchdown on the board here.
Keeping it on the ground with the single back. Picks up the first down. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. To the air on first down. The sure hands. It's late. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line. That's the end of the quarter, guys, and Fresno State is on top. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So the final period starts with a second down play. From the gun, the running back has it. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in this stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. The Bulldogs come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll give it to the back. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
Here we go.
Caught near the sticks. It's Polk. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Fresno State lines up with a first and goal. He's looking to throw. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on third down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. And that lead grows even bigger.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They'll try the run. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front.
He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the fourth quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game. Being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. They love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. Nestled just inside that right upright. And now the lead is even bigger.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. He'll start the return inside his 5. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another 1st down. Wilson will throw. Under fire. Bought a little time, lets it go. It's complete to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. NC State quick to the line. Looking to throw again. Fears some pressure. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions have them staring at 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it fly deep downfield. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, a lot of things haven't gone right for him. You saw an incompletion right there. It's been offense, it's been defense. They just haven't been able to click and get into a rhythm here. And now they're playing catch-up, and you know they're going to be throwing at each and every play here in the 4th quarter.
Takes a hit as he fires. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Quarterback making checks. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Turning it on. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point it seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only going to run this thing out quicker. I got to find a way to make something happen, strip the football, do something.